So welcome back. My next guest has been on with me several times, and I'm really excited about having him. He is thinking about possibly even having his own radio show, so we're going to let him do his own thing today. I have with me Ryan Larson, and he is the CEO of Firstline Financial. Welcome back to the show. Tell everybody, it's been a while now since you've been on, because you took some time.
Yeah.
But, I want to talk a little bit about yourself, and that's really important in your line of business, because everybody has to, it's a relationship-based business.
Right.
Tell everybody about yourself and what we're going to talk about today.
Well, first off, it's really good to be back here. I always get so excited when I'm driving over here, and I'm like, okay, I get to go on Career Show. So, I've been in the business for almost 10 years now, and I started off as a currency trader, which was really, really fun. I mean, I got to learn how to trade between, the U.S. dollar and the pound, and I got to sit behind charts and look at, technicals, and so I really am a technical analysis type of an advisor. I really look at charts and graphs, and that might be boring to some people, but that gives me the opportunity to really see when's a good time to buy, when times are to sell too.
I want my financial advisor to like looking at that, because I think it's really important. I don't care if I like to look at it, but I'm glad you do.
Well, also too, I mean, I don't want to just look at charts all day. I have a very robust team behind me. We really like to use like ETFs, mutual fund types of investments, but really what we like to do first off, and how I got my start, is building portfolios, and that's really what I was trained on, is how to build a comprehensive retirement plan. All right, it doesn't matter what product it is. It could be a mutual fund, an annuity, a life insurance. They all have advantages and disadvantages. It's really what you need to look at is how does it fit in to the toolbox, right? I always used to like to wrench on, cars and trucks. My dad always used to get me outside and, hey, help me out with my truck, son. So, but using tools and knowing, understanding what to use them for, that's how you build a really well diversified plan. So, coming up in this industry, I was actually mentored by a couple advisors who are really big in the industry right now, or in Arizona. But what they did is they really gave me the proper steps to take to start building a plan, all right? It's not about let's buy and hope, right? It's about let's put something in place that's contractually guaranteed, that's going to give you lifetime income. We're going to put up some, walls. If we're going to build a house, we want to put up a good foundation. We're going to build some good walls, and we're going to put a roof on. Well, the walls are something like non-correlated assets. They can start giving us cash flow or cash distribution. And then we want to put that roof on there, right? That's our stock or risk part of our portfolio. But, if you think about it, we're just building a platform, which, if the rain comes, we have those darn monsoons here in Arizona. But if we could stand, wind, sleet, rain, hail, snow, our portfolio is going to pretty much go in the right direction moving forward. So that's really how I got my start, building comprehensive plans, being an active trader, looking at technical analysis. And so I really like to use certain types of products in certain buckets, right? So what we need to think about, what are the risks out there too? So right now we have like entitlement risk, which is like, is Social Security and Medicare going to be there for us? Then we got tax risk, and then we got longevity risk. There's so many risks. So what are the tools in our toolbox that can help us, kind of win the game? So we like to use an annuity, sometimes if it fits into the portfolio. We might like to use non-correlated assets or alternative investments, that just keeps paying you like cash distribution yearly, consistently. Then those stocks, we like to build a really well-diversified dividend strategy. So with all those different tools, what are the results that they're going to do for us? Well, the results is they're going to accumulate money. They're going to kick off, either interest or dividends. Like an annuity, it's going to give us guaranteed lifetime income. And let's say the market goes belly up. Well, these non-correlated assets will keep distributing money to us yearly. So once again, we have a bunch of tools out there, but what are the tools for? Well, those gives us the results to really drive the portfolio. And then it's all about the lifestyle, right? You got your tools, you got your results, but ultimately it's the lifestyle that those tools and the results are going to give you. The lifestyle that we want to live, and how I, really look at my firm, is I want to give my clients protection, security, peace of mind. I want them to really have faith in what I'm doing as a firm. So, living a healthy lifestyle, not worrying about what your portfolio is doing for you, letting it, have a track, let it run its track, because if we build it correctly, you could go out, live, the way you want to live, and not worry about what's going on in the economy or the government or politics, however you want, whatever you want to do. I mean, really, you want to look at it as I'm safe, I'm protected, and we have a plan moving forward.
Well, you have a white paper, and it is fabulous, and it is in color, I have to say that, and it does have charts, and it has all sorts of things for you to look at, and I think it's important for people to get on. And now this one is retirement and what to do with it. Is this also the nitty-gritty about annuities? Which is this one?
Well, actually, the first white paper that I wrote was the nitty-gritty of annuities. That really dived into the details about annuities. This is more general, right? Mm-hmm. Our philosophy, Firstline Financial's philosophy of how we build portfolios. How much do you need? Where should your income come from, right? Those are the things that you want to ask your advisor. It actually tells you what to look for in your advisor. Like I said, I've been to 3 different firms now. They have different philosophies, okay?
Well, we're going to give it away on the show. We want to open up the lines of the audience. It's retirement and what you need to know. And it's about, I think, about 20 pages long here. Yeah. And there's a lot of information for everybody to have. And it's just informational. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. And I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show for it. The website for you is FirstlineFin.com. You do free consultations with everyone. And that the number to call him direct is 480-729-6246. Call in here. Our lines are open, and get his white paper that he wrote. It's retirement and what you need to know. 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You also are all about education.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. And you're really excited because, when we met, you couldn't wait to have your own radio show. You said you want to get this information out. You're really considering it. Yeah. And you do these seminars. You're having one on November 29th and December 1st. What are you going to be talking about?
We're gonna be talking about a plan. Okay, getting a second opinion. It's so important. When I got into this industry, I saw so many clients come in and they didn't know what they had. Right. So this workshop talks about how to build a comprehensive plan. And really, when you come in we call it our discovery visit, we're just getting to know each other, right? And then after that, if you want to go to another visit, it's going to go to a strategy. But what we're going to do in between the discovery and the strategy session is we're going to stress test that portfolio. I'm going to show you exactly what's going on in your portfolio. It's kind of like taking, a blood test. We're just going to kind of take your vital signs and see what's happening within your portfolio. And let's see if another 2008 does come back around, how is it going to affect you and your future?
Well, you said before many times that you're a portfolio builder. Yeah. You are not you're a designer. A designer. You design them for each person.
Well, every house, just think about it. If we're going to build a house, right, we want a blueprint. We want to see how that house is going to get built, right? We want to look at, we're going to establish that foundation. We don't want to put the foundation on sand, right? We want to put it on rock. So we kind of want to survey the land and see where the best place to put our money, as well as our house. So yes, I'm a comprehensive designer. I'm going to design a fiscal dream house to withstand all those nightmares right now that could be facing us on the horizon, and we're going to build a plan that's going to get you from point A to point B.
Well, we're going to leave our lines open. We're going to go to a break. We're going to come back. I want to talk a little bit further about what you can do for them. You can check him out on his website. It's firstlinefin.com. His number direct, it's 480-729-6246. But our lines are open here, and get his white paper. It's retirement and what you need to know. Our number here, 602-277-5369. Welcome back. And we are talking with Ryan Larson. He is the CEO of Firstline Financial. And we've been talking a little bit while you were at the break. There's a lot of people today that listen to this station. Mm-hmm. Then they're an older generation. And a lot of people love when they get to hear a little bit about the person so much and hear what you do. So you had said that one of the things that you wanted to talk about when we came back was what they can expect.
Right.
So go ahead and tell them, what would it, when they get to, they call you up, they're going to have a free consultation, and then they come to your office, what do they expect?
Well, when you come in to get that second opinion, I mean, there's, a lot of people think, oh, this is going to be a lot of sales pressure. Here's the thing. With my company, there's no sales pressure, okay? This is, like you said, this is a relationship-based business. I'm not a product pusher. I'm a portfolio designer. Okay. So what we're going to do when you come in, first off, it's a great experience to come in because we're just going to talk about you, right?
Who doesn't like to talk about you? Go ahead.
We're going to talk about you, your dreams, your goals, what you're hoping to accomplish. Okay. I see a lot of times, advisors, they just come out and they say, okay, here's what we have right here. Let's put your money into this vehicle. But they really don't ask those hard-hitting personal questions. What do you really want to do with your money? Do you have a legacy that you want to leave behind? Is there a charity that's important to you? And I think any advisor out there should ask these three very important questions. First off, what's the purpose of your money? What are you hoping to accomplish with it? Number two, where are you receiving income from that right now? Do you still work? Do you have a pension? Do you have Social Security coming in? And then what are your liabilities? Because if an advisor doesn't know your whole picture and they can't answer those questions, then they really don't know you. And even if they're recommending a CD, I think, in my opinion, they're just trying to sell you something as opposed to really solving for your financial needs. So me understanding who you are, what you want to accomplish, allows me to show you the tools that I have in my toolbox that could get you from where you're at to where you want to be. Okay. Like I said before, every tool has advantages and disadvantages. We just need to understand what tool to use in certain situations. Okay. With our foundation, if I'm going to build you a house, right, we're going to use Social Security. It's a guaranteed lifetime income, right? That's what everyone wants. Guaranteed lifetime income with inflation protection. So it's a foundational piece of a portfolio, right? It's never going to run out. Well, that's why we use maybe an annuity. There's a lot of, people talk about annuities. Are they good? Are they bad? Well, that's why I wrote a white paper talking about the nitty-gritty of annuities, right? I have no bias towards annuities. They make sense. A lot of economists right now are saying they make sense because, there's pensions are going away, right? You used to work, for GM, you have a pension, but now I call them generous motors because they're giving pension ways like crazy, but they're gone. So now we're moving to defined contribution plans. So now all the risk lies on the employee's shoulders. So what we want to do, we want to take some of that risk off the table, right? One of the risks that I just touched on earlier is longevity risk. Well, annuities take longevity risk off the table. Doesn't matter if you live to 120 years of age. The insurance companies are contractually guaranteed to provide you with a lifetime income. Okay. So then we move up into the walls, right? Non-correlated investments. Everyone is talking about how volatile the stock market is. April 25th of last year, the market was up 1,000, down 200, down 500, up 300, down 200, and up 100, all before noon. We've never seen this much volatility in the stock market, Carol. It's crazy right now. Mm-hmm. So people are starving for other options. So how I like to design my portfolios, I like to model myself after Harvard, Yale, Stanford, Princeton, Ivy League colleges that they try to move up on the capital stack. So how do you move up on the capital stack? Well, you choose non-traded investment or non-correlated investments. These could be REITs, real estate investment trusts. Now, a lot of people have mixed emotions about real estate investment trusts, but here's what you want to ask yourselves. Can they cover their dividends? Do they have skin in the game? Have you done your due diligence as an advisor? And has my broker dealer done their due diligence on the REIT? Okay, there's other investments, business development companies. They actually just lend or loan money to other companies, and you're going to get a cash distribution around 6 to 8% per year. Okay, the market crashes. These things are pretty steady Eddie. They're going to keep paying you. And I would bet most of the listeners on your show today, Carol, would say, if another 2008 comes back around, Walgreens will or CVS Pharmacy will probably keep paying their lease, right? So,
yeah.
I mean,
they're like cockroaches.
They're there. They're there for the long term, and that's what we want: stable companies that are non-correlated, non-traded, so we don't have to worry about what's going on in the markets. Now, obviously, we still want to keep pace with inflation, right? We still want to keep pace with, we don't want to lose our purchasing power. We know, Big Macs are always going to keep going up. I saw like a little thing, Big Macs in like 1970 were like, I don't know, 39 cents.
50 cents.
Yeah, no, they're, a couple bucks. But, inflation is going to keep growing. It's going to keep coming, and we have to understand, how do we keep pace with inflation? So we need inflation protection. So that's where our stock portfolio comes in, or our bond portfolio. Now, our bond fund's safe? Not necessarily. We saw that in 2008. So we just need to know where risk lies. So we still want to grow our portfolio. So we want to build, a comprehensive portfolio that takes in emerging markets, small cap companies, mid cap companies. But I like to be a passive investor. There's studies showing that those active money managers, they're not working out. They try to beat the market, but the benchmark, it's hard to beat, right? There's only like 3%. There's 1.3 million investment advisors out there. Only 3% of them, Carol, beat the markets. So yeah, there might be those rare unicorns out there, but why don't we just be the market and not try to beat the market, right? So I like to use companies that kind of tilt the portfolios to smaller cap companies or value companies, like a Warren Buffett style, to capture those premiums of those markets. So it sounds a little bit, complex, but like I said, that's the roof part of our portfolio. That's really where we're trying to keep pace with inflation so we don't lose our purchasing power. But when you come in, that's all we're going to do. We're going to talk about what's important to you. If you like what you hear, and if you think there's a good relationship between us and you think this is something that you'd like to move forward with, then we're just going to go to a strategy visit. And that's really where we're going to start diving into the details of your current portfolio, because most people don't know what's in their current portfolio. They just been putting money into their 401k, 457, 401a plans for years, right? Well, now it's coming down to retirement. So I would probably make the bet you would probably want to use someone who's been specializing in that part, of the business for years, and not trying to rely on, okay, do I really have, the right stuff? Let someone else give you that second opinion. Let's see if it's the right stuff. And if it isn't, let's make some adjustments. I'm not saying sell everything, but let's just make some adjustments.
Well, we have our lines open here, and he has the paper that he's written for everyone, Retirement and What You Need to Know. And he is going to be doing the seminar on all of that. That's going to be November 29th and December 1st. Where's that happening?
That's happening in Fleming's.
Okay. Yep. Fleming's where?
In Chandler.
Okay, in Chandler.
It's on 56th Street and right by I-10.
Okay, and then here's what we're going to do. We're going to keep our lines open here for the rest of the show for everyone to call in and get his his white paper. It's retirement and what you need to know. Our number here, 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You do free consultations, obviously, so you can call him direct. His number is 480-729-6246, and check him out on his website, which is FirstlineFin.com. So we only have a couple more minutes, so what do you want to talk about before we go?
Well, let me just share, if you decide to call in and you wanted to, let's say, come to this seminar, what are you going to experience? Well, you're really going to get to know me, right? That's what the seminar is all about. Who I am, what my philosophy is, where I've come from. I just want to tell my story, right? Everyone has their story out there. And Carol, you have a really cool story how you came into the radio, part of the market. And I just like to hear different stories, and I think that's really captivating when someone gets to hear my story, where I've come from, and where I believe in my heart that our firm is going. I really think that we are going to be the firm on every corner because I'm passionate about the industry. I want to help my clients, and I know that we could build portfolios that are going to help people out in the future.
Check them out. It's FirstlineFin.com. Direct, you can call him at 480-729-6246, and I'm going to let everyone keep on calling for his white paper, retirement, and what you need to know. Our number here, 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100.